Hi everyone, today I'm gonna show you guys how to make a scrunchie, specifically knit one. And yeah, here's what you'll need. Basically some yarn. This is 5mm to 4mm if I'm not wrong. You're gonna need some flat needles as well, which are 5mm. Then you can either use a crochet hook or a needle of your choice, an elastic or an elastic band. I decided to cut one of my tights and made an elastic band with that. And last but not least, any measuring tape of any sort is fine. And well, scissors as well. Well, let's start. Okay, so we're gonna start off by measuring, and you're gonna leave quite a bit just in case, and start off by measuring 8 inches right here. And you're gonna double that, like this. That's the first step. Once we've done that, we're gonna make a loop like this and insert the flat needle. Tie it to make sure it's nice and firm, and we're gonna start making some loops on the needle. And well, you can watch some tutorials on how to do that, but I'm still gonna show you regardless. But if it's not clear, you can still watch some tutorials online. You're gonna take the short part that is not connected to your yarn onto the left, and take onto the right the part that is connected to your yarn, and ultimately bring the left to the front like this. Take the right to the back like this, and then take the front and then just bring it to the back, and there you have it. This is your second loop. You're gonna tie it again to make sure it's nice and tight, and we're gonna repeat this a couple more times until, well, you have your desired length like this. I finished making all of the loops, and you're gonna have to make at least 30 to get like a large sized scrunchie. And yeah, we're gonna start knitting now, which again, if you don't know how to knit, you can always watch some videos about it, but I'm still gonna show you. You're gonna stick in. You're gonna take your second needle and stick it inside the loop from under like this, and then you're gonna take your yarn, make sure it's not connected to that is not connected to this guy. You're gonna take the one on the right and just twist it around from the back. You're gonna have like another loop, and you're gonna just enter from there and pull it tight, and repeat the entire thing for the entire you're gonna repeat it again for the entire thing like this. This is called garter stitch, by the way. It's one of the most easy knitting techniques out there. Also, do not make my same mistake and make the loops too tight, because it's gonna be hard to work with if they're too tight. Once you've completed the entire row, you can move on and turn the needle around, prepare to make a different type of stitch, which is the purl stitch, which practically does the opposite of the garter stitch, where you literally stick your needle the opposite way. In the garter stitch, you usually stick the needle from down, but with the purl stitch, you are gonna have to work from up like that. And you're gonna take the yarn, turn it around the needle like this, and just take out the new loop that you just made. I'm gonna show it a second time just in case, but you can always search on ways on better sites on how to make the purl stitch. You're gonna take the yarn, it around from right to left around the needle, push it back, and then you have your loop. So you're gonna stick it in from up, turn it around from right to left, push it out, and here you have your new loop. And you're gonna repeat that for the entire row. Here is the result. You're gonna repeat this garter purl stitch and alternate between these two for another however long you want your scrunchie to be. Usually when half of the diameter of your hair tie is 4, you can just go ahead and do 9 or 8. But since I want my scrunchie to be extra large, I'm just gonna go ahead and make it 12 inches long. I might just do 10 instead. So now the measurement is about 10, and I'm gonna go ahead and cast off. So I'm gonna do one last row and then go ahead and cast off. I'm now gonna go ahead and cast off, which is actually really easy. I think it's one of the easiest things when it comes to knitting. So you basically just knit the first, oh my, made a mistake. But you knit the first 2 stitches, loops, and then you take the first loop and you just bring it over the second one, and you repeat this process over and over until you have casted off the entire row. So you take the first one and voila! For the last stitch, you're gonna basically knit with your hands. You're gonna turn the yarn from left to right and take your last loop and just bring it over that, and you're done. So here's the final result, which is pretty nice. You could also choose to like lock it. I've seen a lot of people like locking their work in water, but I'm not gonna do that because it's acrylic yarn. It's not a very good idea for me to do that with acrylic yarn, which cannot hold on to heat. And now we're just gonna and this is now automatically locked in place. And yeah, the next step involves a crochet hook or a needle of your choice. You can either use a needle or a crochet hook, whatever works for you. I think using a crochet hook might be a better idea for this specific project. So yeah, I'm gonna take both ends and I'm gonna stitch these two together. You know what, actually I might use a needle instead. Changed my mind last minute. You're gonna take your needle and what you're gonna do is you're gonna take whatever was left attached to your work, which I left a lot of yarn, as you can see, to stitch it together afterwards, so make sure you do that as well. So you're just gonna twist as much as possible and stick in your needle or crochet hook, whatever works for you. You can choose between the garter side or the purl side, whatever works for you. And we're gonna go ahead and stitch the entire thing along the line like this, like that. There we go. I definitely recommend doing it as tight as possible so it doesn't become loose afterwards. So now that it's completed and I stitched throughout the entire thing, I'm just gonna cut this off. I already tied the knot, by the way. And I'm gonna take the elastic and just stick it in like that. Like that, and then we're gonna sew throughout the entire perimeter like this, and then we're gonna have our scrunchie. This is the final result. It's a quite extra large scrunchie. It's really nice and soft, which I really like. You can also like customize the size, especially if you have a lot of hair or you want it like to twist it twice around your hair. You can always like make it longer. Yeah, that's it for today's video. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.